Hello students, I hope all of you are doing well in this lockdown period as we continue to stay inside our home and in this situation of outbreak of COVID-19. So I hope all of you are well and safe. During this session, we should continue our teaching and learning process as UGC and AICTE has already instructed that the exams will happen through online mode. So we are also continuing our teaching and learning session through online mode. I hope all of you are following our lectures provided by all of the teachers in our institute of Ideal Institute of Engineering. So today I am going to discuss about formal language of automata, and our topic is push down automata. We have already discussed about introduction to push down automata. What is push down automata? Definition. What are the features, aspect of it? Why do we need it? Then we have discussed some of the examples, and today we are also going to look at some of the complex examples in push down automata. So, before starting our lecture, I would just like to tell you that if you face any problem or any struggle during this lecture, if you don't understand anything particularly, you can text me or call me. You already have my number. Okay, so let's begin today's lecture. Okay, so we are going to continue our discussion regarding the push-down automata. We are going to see more examples from push-down automata as it is one of the important chapter in our syllabus, and lots of question are asked in the semester exam from this chapter. So we need to be careful. We need to prepare it properly so that we can answer the questions whenever they are asked in our exams or wherever the application it lies in the later subjects like compiler design or any other cases for that matter. So we have discussed about the pushdown automata, that pushdown automata is basically an upgraded version of finite automata where we are obtaining the concept of the stack, and we are including all of the input symbols in the stacks, and we have to apply our own logic so that we can uh, we can build up the transition diagram and transition table accordingly. So that is that was a basic concept of push down automata, and we saw in our previous lectures two or three examples where we couldn't solve it using the finite automata, but we managed to solve it using the push down automata. And we have also discussed that push down automata can be of two types. One is deterministic push down automata, and then another is non-deterministic push down automata. So let's carry on the lecture and let's see more examples from push down automata. Okay, so let's see this example that construct a push down automata that accepts the language L equals to WCW, and the input symbols are A comma B comma C, where W equals to A plus B star. Now what is the meaning of this whole thing? First of all, let's look at the this one. What is the meaning of this WCWR? R actually denotes that it is this thing is actually in reverse. So if W is the original thing, this should be the reverse, W to the power R. And this A plus B whole to the power star means the closure of A and B actually. So it can be anything of A and B. So what is going to be the sequence whenever we are talking the language acceptance or whatever the languages that will be accepted by this particular push down automatus transition diagram or transition table? So in that case, the language will be, it can be, so you have to keep in mind that in the beginning it should be A or B or AB or BA, anything can be there. And whenever it is ending, it should be the reverse of it. So it should be, if it is starting with A, it should be ending with A also. But if it is starting with AB, then it should end with the BA. Okay. And if it is starting with VA, then it should end with AB. So you get the idea, right? So if but C has to be always in the middle. Okay, so C should be always in the middle. So it can be ACA, it can be BCB, it can be AA, C, AA. It can be AB, C, BA. It can be AB, let's say BA, C, and then it will be again AB, BA, because if you reverse this thing, you are going to get the same thing, okay? And also, if you are going to use AB, AB, C, and then you are going to get BA, BA, okay? So I guess you get the idea that how it is going to occur, okay? So what we need to do is we need to find out the breaking point or middle point. This is actually called the breaking point, wherever we have to think about that where the other part is occurring, so where the reverse is occurring. So the gap between the original and the reverse is called the breaking point for this kind of problems. Okay, so so C is actually the breaking point in this kind of in this particular example, because whenever we are finding C, whatever is after C, the string will get reversed. Whatever was before C, it will get reversed whenever we are crossing the C. Okay, so that is the main concept. So let me just erase this and let me just write it clearly that what is the language accepted by this particular transition diagram or transition table of this particular problem. Okay. Okay. So this is your language that is going to be accepted. So we are going to take the examples of this thing ABB, CBBA. Okay. We are going to take this particular example. So we can think it like this, that let's take a stack like this. So at the bottom of the stack it should be Z0. So until we are reaching the C, we need to push the symbol, and whenever we are reaching the C, we need to pop the symbols out. That is the main concept behind this. So whenever we are starting, if we are getting A, so the and top of the stack it is Z0, we are going to push the A inside. So it should be AZ0 whenever we are drawing the transition diagram. When we are getting B and at the top of the stack it is A, we are pushing the B inside. Okay. Whenever we are getting B and it is top of the stack and there is B, we are also pushing it inside, so we are going to get BB. Okay, and it is going to happen for everything. Even if it is top of the stack is A and we are going to apply the symbol B, it is going to be BA. If it is top of the stack there is B and we are getting the symbol A, input symbol A, then we are going to push it. So until we are reaching the breaking point, we have to push the symbols, and whenever we are reaching the breaking point, we need to pop the symbols out, because it is already assured that at the beginning there should be W and at the ending it should be reverse of W. So whatever the string you are entering, it will get repeated again after the breaking point. So before the breaking point you can push all of the symbols in, and after the breaking point you can pop all of the symbols out. So that is the main concept. So let's say that we are reaching C. Okay, so whenever we are reaching C, you need to think that we are going to go to a new state. So if in the initial state we are applying this whole process on Q0, and whenever we are applying C on Q0, it is going to go to Q1. Okay, so if it is going to go to Q1, now in this case what we need to do, that whatever is at the top of the stack we need to pop it out. So let's take this example. Whenever we are pushing C or applying C on this one, actually we are not applying anything. Okay, so if we don't apply anything, what is going to remain? That whatever was at the top of the stack. So if we are applying C and at the top of the stack it was B, it should be B. If we are applying C and at the top of the stack it was A, so it should be A. Okay. So let's talk about this one. So now we have A, B, B. So now we have reached the C, and what we are going to get? We are going to get next we are going to get is B. So we need to give a self loop on this one. So if at the top of the stack there is B and we are also applying B, then epsilon, that means we are popping it out. Again same thing will happen, and if we are getting A, then also we are popping it out. Okay, so for other cases we need not to pop out, because it is going to be get popped out automatically. So what is going to happen in those cases? In those cases we are not going to get that particular situation, because it is one of these is either going to be taken out, because let's suppose that there is AB. Okay, so if there is an AB over here, there must be a BA before this one. Okay, let's ignore whatever was here or whatever is here. Okay, let's just talk about only this thing. So if you are worried about this kind of situation, so we are pushing BA. So at the top it should be A, and whenever you are applying A, it should get popped out. Now you are remaining with B and it should be popped out. So there is no problem, there is no conflict of interest. So for this example, the concept is as simple as that whenever it is in the initial state, whatever we are getting, we are pushing it inside. Whenever we are reaching the breaking point, we should move to the new state, that is Q1, and after moving to the new state we need to pop whatever we got. Means whenever we are getting a match, we are popping it out. Whenever we are getting a match, we are popping it out. In this way we are finally going to reach to the Z0. That means we have reached to the final state. Okay, so let me just draw the transition diagram for this particular example. So in the initial state we have Q0, and on Q0 we have to apply this logic. Where is that means whatever we are whatever the symbol we are getting, we need to push it in. Okay, so for let's say at the beginning for this particular example, we are pushing A inside. So let's say A, and at the top of the stack Z0, so we are going to get AZ0. If it was B and Z0, we are going to get BZ0. Okay. C Z0 is not possible because there should be AB before that, so it is not possible. Now, what are the other thing that we need to keep in mind? That whatever we are going to get, regardless of whatever is at the top of the stack, it should be pushed in. So at the top of the stack, apart from Z0, there can be A or B. So regardless of the symbol that is top of the stack, and regardless of the symbol that is going to be applied, we need to push everything inside the stack. So that means there are going to be 4 combinations, 2 for A and 2 for B. Let me just write them over here. Okay, so at the top of the stack there is A, and we are applying A, so we are going to get AA. At the top of the stack there is B, and we are applying A, we are going to get AB. At the top of the stack there is B, and we are applying B, we are going to get BB. At the top of the stack there is A, and we are applying B, we are going to get BA. So these 4 are possible. That means we are pushing it everything inside, whatever, regardless of the possibilities or matching. Okay, now all of the possibilities in the initial state or until we are reaching the breaking point has been over. Now we have to move to the breaking point. That means we have to reach to the C. So let's apply the C after this. So whenever we are applying C, we need to keep in mind that whatever was at the top, it should remain as it is. So that means, as I said in our previous lectures, that in pushdown automata, whenever you want to push any symbol inside, that means before pushing, obviously whatever is at the top of the stack, you need to pick it out and then push it back again along with the new symbol that you want to push. So if we want to keep it as it is, you need to push that thing again inside. So for whenever you are applying C, in that case, it should be C comma B, and the whatever we are going to get is B, because B is getting thrown back inside. And even it is A, A will automatically get picked out, so we need to push it back in, so we are going to get again A. So we are not pushing the C inside, we are keeping the stack as it was in the previous state. So now we have reached to the Q1 from Q0. Apple, that means this Q1 is actually where the breaking point is lying. Okay, now we have to pop everything out. So in order to pop everything out, whatever we need to do, we need to apply the epsilon. That means whenever we are applying any symbol, we are getting the symbol that is top of the stack is out, and we are throwing nothing inside the stack. So automatically that particular symbol that was top of the stack is deleted or popped out. So this was actually discussed also previously, so just follow me over here, that whenever there is a match for the top of the stack and application symbol, it should be epsilon. So if at the top of the stack is A and we are applying A, it should be epsilon. Whenever top of the stack is B and we are applying B, it should be epsilon. So in that way, you are going to get all of the symbols out, right? So that's with that being done, we need to just move to the final state, that is Q2. In that case, what is going to be left out? Only Z0. So in that case, we are applying epsilon on Z0 and we are going to get Z0. So that is the total solution for this particular example. Okay. So that is the clearer picture of the whole thing that we have discussed. Okay. So let's see one more example. Now this is similar to the previous one, but there is a small change that there is no breaking point mentioned. You have to find it on your own. So you can see that there is written WWR. So the language that is going to be accepted can be anything. It can be AA, it can be BV, it can be ABBA, it can be AAAA, it can be BAAB, and what else can be there? Let's assume that here it can be ABBA and again ABBA. Okay, so what you are going to do for this kind of problem? So obviously you need to find the breaking point over here. Okay, so again, the previous logic is not going to be not going to work in this particular example, but we can take a reference from that previous example. So what we did over there is we basically saw the breaking point. Actually, breaking point is the middle point where the reverse way started. Okay, so we saw the middle point or breaking point, and whenever we are reaching the breaking point, we are just popping it out. And we need to just keep the logic same for this one. But here we don't know what is the breaking point. Okay. So in this case, we have to do the same thing, absolutely the same thing that we did in the previous example. But that C step will not be there. There shall be another step that we are going to discuss. Uh, So for Q0, it should be this it is going to be almost same as the previous one. Okay. Now let's see how can I solve this. So this is the actual language of acceptance written in clearer ink. Okay. So let me just draw the same thing that we did in the previous example. So for Q0, whenever you are applying A and B, it should be the same. A Z0 and it should be Z0. For B Z0, it should be BZ0. And for A, B, everything should be the same. For AA, for BB and for AB and for BA should be same. Now where is the change going to come? So there, let's see, let's say that we are taking that particular example. So whenever we are getting a match and we are reaching the breaking point, we need to pop everything out. Until then, we are pushing it inside. So whenever we reached Q1, now we have A, B, B, A. Now we need to pop this thing out whenever we are getting a match. That means we need to apply the epsilon. Okay. So whenever you apply the epsilon at first, that is your first breaking point. Okay. So that doesn't mean that you can apply the epsilon over here. Okay. So initially, whenever you are getting the A's and the B's regarding of whatever is the symbol is there, initially whatever you are getting, you need to push it always inside. Unless you are getting the match, whenever it is ending, then only you need to pop it out so that it can work for these particular symbols too. Okay, so in this case, so whenever you are getting a match, you are going to, sorry, this is actually wrong. So whenever you are getting a match, you are going to pop it out. Also, whenever you are reaching Q1, you need to repeat the similar steps. Whenever there is a match, you are going to pop it out. And finally, after popping it out, you are moving to the final state. So for final state, it is always going to be epsilon z0, and you are going to get z0. Okay. Now you can ask me that how we are going to say that this is actually the breaking point. You can say that whenever you are applying the this thing, it can go here and or it can go here. Now, what do we call this type of cases? Whenever the input symbol is same, the state is same, but we are reaching the different states. So, in this example, let me just discuss it first. Whenever we are applying A on A and we are getting AA and we are reaching Q0, and also for Q0, whenever we are applying A on A, we are getting epsilon and we are reaching Q1. So this part is absolutely same, but this part is absolutely different. So this is actually what? This is for finite automata, it was non-deterministic finite automata, and for this push down automata, it is non-deterministic push down automata, or NDPDA or NPDA. Okay, so this is non-determinism for this thing. Okay, so one symbol, same state, it can lead you to different paths. It can lead you over here, it can lead you over here. Okay, now there is no problem with this one. So even if you reach over here, okay, now you cannot do anything on this thing. Okay, what you need to do, you finally need to apply this thing again, and you are going to get this A popped out again and again, over here again and over here again. So there is no problem. But this is the non-determinism, that you don't know where to go. Okay, you can go here, you can go here. Where you need to go, you need to find it using the deterministic push down automata. So how can you convert it? We'll discuss it in our further lectures, but this is the answer to that particular push down automata problem. So I hope you understood whatever I have discussed so far today. We will be coming with two more examples in our next session, and finally we'll move to the next module after that. Uh, so this is the actually the answer written in the clearer picture. So um, you need to think that we need to apply the logic properly for each examples. Some examples will look similar like this one and the previous one where we had WCWR. So you need to keep those in mind, and in the next lectures we will see more of this, and we will try to solve those examples. And I have also forwarded you the assignment questions. Please try to look at it, solve it within 25th May and send it to me back using our college app, or you can use our official mail also. I hope all of you are staying safe. Please stay inside, stay at your home. Thank you. Catch you in the next one. Bye.